On October 7, 2023, people started gathering in the western Negev desert in Israel, just almost 3 miles away from the Gaza border for the Supernova Sukkot gathering, an open-air psychedelic trance music festival celebrating the Jewish holiday of Sukkot near Kibbutz, Re'em. As the sun rose on Saturday, the party was still in full swing when several small black dots appeared in the sky. As the dots came closer, it became clear they were motorized paragliders approaching from the direction of Gaza in the west. At 6:30 around sunrise, rockets were noticed in the sky. Around 7 a.m., a siren warned of an incoming rocket attack, prompting festival goers to flee. Subsequently, armed militants, dressed in military attire and using motorcycles, trucks, and powered paragliders, surrounded the festival grounds, and a group of approximately 50 Hamas gunmen arrived in vans and sprayed gunfire in all directions. It has been 50 years since the Egypt and Syria attack on Israel, and now, after a half-century, the land became bloody red once again.
To see hundreds of bodies, cars on the roads riddled with bullets. It was a scene from a horror movie.
A dispute took a face of the war, and the global powers came in support of Israel. But why? This is the question's answer you're gonna get in this video. So stay tuned. Chapter 1. Enemy of friend enemy. Nations, like chess players on the grand board of geopolitics, strategically position themselves to safeguard their soft interests. When conflicts erupt and the drums of war reverberate, countries often find themselves compelled to openly declare allegiance to one side or another. In the ongoing Hamas-Israel war, the world watches as nations align themselves, each choosing a stance that aligns with its own geopolitical calculus. Israel finds itself backed by a coalition of powerful supporters, among them the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and Germany. These nations, bound by diplomatic ties and shared values, stand firmly behind Israel in the face of the conflict. However, the spotlight invariably falls on the United States, the undisputed superpower of the world. The question on the lips of the international community is not merely which side the United States supports, but why. The answer lies in the shadow of global terrorism. The United States, having weathered the storm of the 9/11 attacks, stands as a symbol of resilience against the forces that seek to sow chaos and destruction. The 7/7 London bombings in 2005 serve as a poignant reminder of the global reach of terrorism, shaking the foundations of security and underscoring the interconnected nature of modern threats. The scars from 8 armed terrorist attacks during the 1972 Summer Olympics in Munich, West Germany, still resonate in the annals of history, a stark testament to the need for collective vigilance against extremism. Canada, too, bears the weight of a dark chapter in its history, the bombing of Air India. This tragic event stands as the worst terrorist attack in the country's history, leaving an indelible mark on the nation's consciousness. These painful memories have forged a shared understanding among nations, leading them to unite against the common enemy that is terrorism. The unwavering support of the United States and its allies for Israel in the current conflict is a strategic response to the broader battle against terrorism. It is not merely a matter of geopolitical strategy, but a manifestation of a collective resolve to stand against those who seek to undermine peace and sow the seeds of discord. The nations supporting Israel recognize that in this intricate web of global relations, standing against terrorism is a unifying principle that transcends borders. From the crucible of the 1948 Arab-Israel War to the haunting crescendo of the 2021 Israel-Palestine crisis, Israel's journey has been marred by unrelenting conflict. The chronicles of Israel's strife read like a grim epic beginning with the embryonic days of the state, forged in the crucible of civil war between Jewish and Arab militias. The Six-Day War in 1967, the Yom Kippur War, the relentless tide of intifadas, the scorched earth of the Lebanon War in 2006, and the recurring nightmares of the Gaza wars. Each page tells a tale of relentless struggle and indomitable spirit. Emerging unscathed from the crucible of these trials, Israel has earned its status as an unconquered dominion in the tumultuous Middle East. Yet, its significance stretches far beyond the borders of its war-torn landscape. For Western powers like the United States, Canada, France, and Germany, Israel is not merely an ally. It is a strategic linchpin, a necessary cog in the machinery of their geopolitical designs. The security of Israel, a nation perpetually perched on the edge, is not a localized concern. It is a haunting specter that casts a long, dark shadow over the global strategies of its allies. The resilience and military might that have defined Israel's existence become, for the West, a vital asset in a region where instability reigns supreme. The United States' trade relationship with Israel in 2022 amounted to approximately $50.6 billion. Out of this, exports accounted for $20.0 billion, while imports reached $30.6 billion. Consequently, the trade deficit between the two countries stood at $10.7 billion. However, the significance of the U.S.-Israel alliance extends far beyond economic interests. It encompasses a complex geopolitical landscape where strategic maneuvering for control over resources, such as petroleum and lucrative arms deals, come into play. Israel, having endured a tumultuous history, has emerged as a regional powerhouse, providing stability in an otherwise turbulent region. Its influence reverberates across the global stage, and any threat to its security sends shockwaves throughout the international community. This is why Western nations, including the United States, consistently stand behind Israel and offer their unwavering support. The reasons for this steadfast support are multifaceted. Firstly, Israel's strategic location in the Middle East grants it a unique vantage point, allowing Western nations to maintain a presence in the region. This presence is crucial for safeguarding their interests, particularly in relation to the control and access to vital resources like petroleum. The United States and Western nations have formed a strategic alliance with Israel, largely due to their shared concern over Iran's regional ambitions and destabilizing activities. The historical animosity between the United States and Iran, dating back to the 1979 Iran hostage crisis, has led to a deep-seated mistrust between nations. Iran's aggressive stance towards Israel, including the severance of diplomatic and commercial ties and its support for various terrorist organizations, has been a consistent source of concern for the United States and its allies. Iran's nuclear program, along with its support for Russian and Chinese communism, has raised alarms in the United States and Western nations, as it represents a significant threat to regional stability and global security. The rise of Iran as a dominant power in the Middle East, particularly during the presidency of Mohammed Ahmadinejad, further exacerbated tensions with Israel and the West. Ahmadinejad's inflammatory statements against Israel and Iran's alleged involvement in terrorist attacks have deepened the rift between Iran and the international community. In this context, the strategic alliance with Israel serves as a crucial bulwark against the common threat posed by Iran. Israel's long-standing security concerns, coupled with its alleged covert operations in Iran, have aligned its interests with those of the United States and Western nations. The relative power shift in the Middle East towards Iran following the collapse of the Soviet Union and the defeat of Iraq in the Gulf War has further underscored the need for a strong and unwavering alliance between the U.S., Western nations, and Israel. The support for Israel by the United States and Western nations is driven by a shared recognition of Iran as a destabilizing force in the region. Iran's nuclear ambitions, support for terrorist organizations, and aggressive posture towards Israel have solidified the strategic imperative of this alliance as it seeks to counter the common threat posed by Iran and safeguard regional stability and global security. This alliance is a response to the need to address the challenges posed by Iran's activities, and it reflects a commitment to ensuring the security and stability of the Middle East and beyond. Geography encompasses more than just physical locations and resources. It holds instrumental strategic value in various aspects such as military action, national security, economic development, commercial exchange, and diplomatic considerations. National states, like living organisms, constantly seek to adapt and improve their circumstances to satisfy their vital needs. Israel, due to its position in a hostile environment and its small territory, has strategically seized opportunities to expand its vital space. Following its decisive victory in the Six-Day War, Israel acquired the Golan Heights from Syria, the Sinai Peninsula from Egypt, and the West Bank from Jordan, primarily to fortify its defensive buffers. The balance of power in the region speaks volumes. Assessing capabilities is as crucial as considering interests. In terms of national power, Israel has arguably never been stronger. It stands as an island of geopolitical stability in a region engulfed by turmoil. Furthermore, Israel has regained full diplomatic support from the United States, as evidenced by the relocation of the U.S. Embassy from Tel Aviv to Jerusalem. Additionally, Israel remains the top recipient of U.S. military assistance. Moreover, it has cultivated closer ties with both Russia and China, two major powers that view Israel's high-tech productive sector as a promising asset. The narrative delves into the intricate nature of armed conflicts, highlighting the widely acknowledged truth that there's no purely military solution to deeply rooted insurgencies. The example of the Sri Lankan Army's 26-year struggle against the Tamil Tigers serves as a poignant reminder of this reality, with an estimated death toll ranging from 80,000 to 100,000. While not suggesting a replication of the Sri Lankan approach, it subtly hints at Israel's capacity to significantly degrade Hamas's military capabilities. The crucial question lingers in the air: at what cost would such actions come? Shifting its focus, it raises thought-provoking questions about Israel's potential actions in dealing with Hamas. How will Israel navigate the delicate balance between degrading Hamas's military capabilities and minimizing the human cost? Subscribe and like for more insights on this complex and evolving topic.